Hey, what's up, Exit the Matrix family? Bob here. Hope you're having a great day. I'm just heading off here to work and doing my thing. So, hey guys, instead of hitting part 3 of how to interface in with the quantum field, the universe gave me a tap this morning, wanted me to go a little different direction. And, so I'm going to roll with it here. So a lot of you have been hearing terms like taking the red pill, which was taken from the movie The Matrix. When Neo takes the red pill over the blue pill is you basically go back to sleep and fall back into the illusion and forget the truth. And the red pill is that you awaken to the truth and now you see through the illusion. And so this is a big term you see thrown around nowadays. And then of course a new one you hear quite a bit also is the Great Awakening. And it's basically the same thing. It's like society waking up to the true reality that we live in. You know, waking up to the lies and the propaganda that have been woven around us for a long time. So, I concur that there is a great awakening happening right now. It's not as fast as many of us would like to see. However, a lot of people are starting to wake up. Now, they're only waking up on different levels. Just want you to understand that. This rabbit hole goes way deeper than 99% of people will ever get to. And I've been trying to expose that to you. I've been trying to teach you about this reality, about the Matrix, not the movie, not the Matrix based off the movie, but the real energetic matrix that our world is designed on, at least this realm is designed on, and the control matrix that has been built around civilization since the beginning. And I've been trying to expose religion and government institutions and the debt-based currencies that have been controlling humanity since the beginning also. And a lot of people may awaken to one of these pillars of control. They may awaken to two of them, but hardly anybody ever figures out that all of these systems are working together in a tyrannical way to control, manipulate, and enslave them. So, we'll dig a little deeper into all this. I just want you all to understand that I've also got to kind of talk easily here, if you get my point. So you may have to do a little reading in between the lines into some of the stuff I talk about. And you understand why that is. I don't need to explain. Well, it's quite obvious right now, folks, that our debt-based, slave-based monetary system is collapsing. And any of you that has followed Ron Paul for the last 30, 40 years has already known this for quite a while. We are just starting to see the end of the road, that the can is getting kicked down. And now that things are speeding up, they are going into hyperdrive, the powers that be, to destroy the monetary system. And some of you would ask, well, why is that? If they've been trying to hold it together for so long, Why now are they destroying it? Well, folks, because they have a new system that they want to replace it with. And the only way that they can get humanity to get behind their one world digital currency, their slave coin, is to destroy the system we have now, which is already a debt slavery system. However, it's not near as bad as this new system they plan on bringing in is. Because for the most part, the paper money that you use, regardless of what country you live in, or the coins that you use, can be used to barter and buy and sell without the gooberment knowing about what's going on. And yes, gooberment, they're a bunch of goobers. So, they don't like that. They don't like that we can do dealings with each other without them knowing about it and without them stealing more from us. See, you got to understand, folks, the people that rule this realm, I'll bet they are puppets. They are psychopaths, and they will do anything to launder, to steal, to tax you into oblivion. We've got to wake up, folks. It doesn't matter right, left, what party. It doesn't matter what country you live in. They're all the same. I've been saying this over and over and over again. Psychopaths rule the world. These people are not like you and I. These are spirits that have shunned the light, the source, have shunned our real home, our natural home, our spiritual home, and they have tried to stay in this realm as long as they can. And the longer they've been here, the darker they've gotten, the more corrupt and sinister they've gotten, and the more afraid of going back to the light, back to the source that they are. And there must be some way that they're able to reincarnate back into this world after they pass without going back to the light. They just turn and they come back into this realm. There's got to be some way, because I don't believe that these beings, these psychopaths that live in this realm, I don't think that they go back to the light and then just come back and then just choose to do these things. I think that they plan on this, that this is part of what they do. They jump the line, so to speak, and they come back and reincarnate on Earth over and over with the knowledge of them being here, with the knowledge of what they've learned here. Unlike most of us that come through the female portal and are basically go to sleep, we forget where we came from. We forget what we are. We forget that this is the illusion, the Maya, the Matrix, the quantum field, the simulation. It doesn't matter what you want to call it, folks. This realm is not a truly physical realm. It is an energy particle made up realm. It's a simulation built on mathematics and light and resonance. So, these psychopaths, they jump the line, they come back, and because they are lacking so much of their own light, because they've been in the darkness for so long, they latch onto our light. They harvest us like batteries. The Gnostics called them the Archons. They harvest us like batteries, and one of the ways that they do it is through currency. Currency, think about this, folks, energy. Money is a type of energy currency. And they take more from us than they give us. They rob us of our work. They rob us of our intellect, and they rob us of our energy. So these are some of the deep things that most people that are so-called in the Great Awakening or have taken the red pill will never understand. Because a lot of them are still lost in a religious matrix, are under the control of the religious pillar that tells them that they are just a dumb, weak sinner, and that they have to pray to another man to give them voice to their Old Testament God, who is actually the devil. This is another one of the deep holes that most that have taken the red pill or are in the Great Awakening will never understand. Because they cannot understand that they have been deceived that heavily. Folks, if you do the research on the Canaanite deities, you will find Yahweh is the storm god of the Canaanites. You will find that he had a consort goddess called Ashura. The early Hebrews used to worship both Yahweh and Ashura. They had temples dedicated to both of them. Now, how many Christians have heard about that? That their Yahweh, Old Testament God, had a consort, a wife. You're too busy believing that only gods and angels are men. And why is that? Because it moves humanity out of the divine feminine into a majority divine masculine mindset, which whenever the divine masculine is out of balance, it brings warfare and control and lack of empathy. That's why religions are all based on masculine, on the patriarchy, because that puts humanity out of balance. It moves us out of the heart chakra. Now, I'm not saying that coming into your divine masculine power doesn't tap you into the heart chakra, because truly a man that fights and protects his family is doing it from his heart. So he is tapping into that heart chakra energy. However, our society, and especially the religions, have been way too polarized to the masculine, so that most of society has been moved away from empathy for each other, has moved away from the heart chakra, has gone into a lower vibration, is working from the lower chakras. And you see this through the quote-unquote sins of man. You see this in the love for power and lust and greed and other such fallacies of man. See, folks, in our true home, we're in a realm of pure light and love. We are in a higher vibratory state with Source, with God. And we don't operate in that low of a frequency. You can manifest immediately in that realm. You do not want for anything. There is no pain, suffering. There's pure empathy, because you're vibrating at a high level. There's no room for low vibration. You find that in this realm, folks. That's why you came here, to experience that. However, this world has been corrupted. This game has been corrupted. Perhaps some of this is set up on purpose so that we're tested. It's a classroom to learn, for spirits to come learn in a lower vibration, in a world of duality and polarity. But it is good to see, folks, that more people are waking up. They can use whatever term they want to. They took the red pill. They're going through the Great Awakening. I just question how many of you that claim to be in that camp are ready to go down deep with me. How many of you are willing to open your eyes? I'm not talking your physical eyes. I'm talking your third eye. How many of you are truly wanting to learn the deep truths, to go down the deepest rabbit holes? How many of you can stand this path with me? How many of you can see through the illusions? Many of you may understand that the governments are corrupt and our money system is corrupt, but yet, how many of you will accept that your religion is fake? That your God is the devil? I'm not speaking of Yeshua, folks. I'm speaking of that Canaanite storm god, Yahweh. How many of you are willing to do the research on that? How many of you can understand that? I just don't think many of you can, because it's too hard to come to terms that you've been lied to. Oh, it's easy to understand that the government's corrupt because they're outing themselves, folks. Right now, they're in such a quick pace to destroy the dollar, to destroy our systems, so that they can bring in their one world tyranny under a digital currency that tracks and traces every single thing you do. Total enslavement in a digital sense. Building their beast system. And I've already explained this many times, folks. If you want to understand my breakdown of the beast system of Revelation, then go back and check out some of my videos. I break this down in a scientific way on how they plan on building this. And I explain to you what the beast is, folks. See, you've all been lied to in that too. The mark of a man, right? The mark of the beast, 666. Folks, when you come into this lower vibratory state, the human body, the avatar is the beast. 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and 6 protons. The human body is the beast. However, they plan on further enslaving that beast within a matrix with their new Internet of Everything. They plan on making this whole realm a digital realm, a network of data points that encapsulates the whole world, that is directly connected into their massive AI quantum computing systems. And they will have a sort of AI god that they will give allegiance to, that will run all of these systems. They're trying to create an artificial god to rule this realm. And those of us that have gone down this deep hole and understand the beginning, the ancient teachings, understand that there are higher technologically advanced beings, a different race than humans. They are humanoids. They're not like these aliens that they talk about, these Octurians or, Pleiadians or Greys or this or that. Now, I'm not saying there aren't any beings that come from other realms or systems or star systems, however you want to imagine it. These beings, these Anunnaki, who I believe were the Atlanteans, come from this realm. But they are alien to us. They are a different humanoid species than us. However, they hybridized us, and we contain their DNA. They were who you called the Watchers in the book of Enoch. They are who you would call the fallen angels in the Bible. They were called the Anuna or the Anunnaki in the Sumerian and Akkadian texts. They have always been behind the scenes pulling the strings, folks, through their human puppets. And every now and then humanity gets out of control and they wipe us out. They dismiss us, if you get my meaning. through different means, through world conflagrations. You would know that as, like warfares and such like that, and pestilences and other type means. And those are being carried out on us at this moment, being pushed really hard because we are starting to awaken. They will get more desperate as we begin to awaken, because they understand, folks, that we are fractals of source, that though they made this Homo sapien, this human avatar, to be a slave worker race for them, that in order for this avatar to animate, it had to have a spirit incepted into it. And that is what causes their problems, because, folks, spirits from source, creator, from God, are co-creators with God, and we are infinite light beings that have ultimate manifestation powers. And when we come into this realm, they do everything they can to trick us into not knowing that, into having our powers diminished and controlled and manipulated. In fact, they use us on a collective conscious level to carry out their goals, to manifest their goals. They understand how to manipulate us. That's the whole point of media and everything, folks. What do you think the thing we just went through for the last 3 years was all about? It was lowering our vibration and putting us in a fear-based, trauma-based mind control system. And using our fear collectively to hurt us, to destroy us, and ultimately to bring in their next plan. And that's why they are destroying our currencies worldwide. That is why they are pushing for a world conflagration with a country that I shall not name, because it is illegal to name that. That's why censorship is so pushed now, because they cannot let us wake up. They cannot allow us to take the red pill. But many of us have, and many of us will never go back to sleep. However, just like I said, how many of you will go as deep as I can take you? Most will just go a level or two down. The obvious stuff that I'm amazed that even the people that are still choking on the blue pill have not even figured out yet. I mean, how can you not understand that the systems are designed against us, to harm us, to limit us, to disempower us? I don't understand how those folks still even remain. I question how many are actually non-player characters that are part of this game just to play a part, and they just only run on programming. They don't have a conscious mind that thinks for itself. Because I can't explain it, folks. I see these people every day, and I can't believe that there's still people this asleep. And I'm trying to be very nice about this, trust me. Because I would like to rail, but that's not going to help, because those of us that are from Source, folks, are all brothers and sisters. Our brother Yeshua was an ascended master that tried to come and teach us. And of course, after he was gone from this realm, after his disciples were gone from this realm, then the world powers, the Roman emperor, decided to hold a council in Nicaea and bring in all of the elite of the priest class and the ruling class together to merge all of their religions into one. That's why Christian religion follows pagan holidays, ancient Roman pagan holidays, and ancient German pagan holidays and such, because Christianity, folks, is not the religion that Yeshua was trying to teach. He was not trying to teach religion. He was trying to teach people to wake up and to get them to understand that they are creators from source, and that we're all brothers and sisters, and that we've all been manipulated and lied to, and that love is the most powerful force in the universe. He was trying to teach all those things, but they started writing this book and used it to bring in all of the peoples of the time under a one unified religion, folks. And there were rabbis present also at the time, and they tied the Old Testament to the New Testament on purpose. And they brought in all kinds of worshiping, sun worship and such, and they created this Jesus Christ character who was not the Yeshua that was the master teacher. He was a construct of Rome. You've all been tricked, folks. They put up false depictions of him, a false history. None of you ever questioned where he was in those wandering years when he was away. Well, I've spoken about this before, and people get rabid on me about it because there are written down documents of where he was traveling at that time. And people don't like to hear that he was learning and teaching in Buddhist temples and Hindu temples, in the Egyptian mystery schools, he was learning with the Essenes. He was actually, him and John the Baptist were both priests of the Essenes, of the order of Melchizedek. And so was Mary Magdalene. None of you want to know this stuff, though, because you like believing the whitewashed version of the story. You ever wonder why it says, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's and give unto God what is God's? Folks, do you really think Yeshua was big on the Roman government? Do you think that he was really wanting... You don't think he understood that their monetary system was a debt system? That it was a slave system? You don't think any of this, folks? You think that was literally what God inspired the disciples to write down? I mean, I could go on and on about it, folks, but he tried to teach you that the temple, this is your temple right here, the seat of your soul is in your temple, that's your pineal gland, that he was trying to teach you that the kingdom of heaven is within. He was trying to awaken the Christ consciousness in you. And because most of you have never read the Nag Hammadi or other Apocrypha writings and Dead Sea Scrolls and such, you don't understand that he taught about reincarnation also. And you don't understand that he was trying to teach people how to do energy healing and how you could do all these things to manipulate the energies of this realm, and how love was the most powerful force in this realm, and trying to teach you that you are an immortal spirit and that this was the matrix that we find ourselves in. And he was trying to teach you that the Old Testament God was the devil of this realm. But religion twisted enough of that to push you off the path. And I know most of you outright will get angry with what I'm talking about. But folks, if you want to truly awaken, take the red pill, you're going to have to look at all of these avenues because they're all tied together. If you only figure out one out of the three or two out of the three of the main pillars of control and manipulation, then you'll never understand truly how we've been deceived and what is against us right now. So I want to continue on with this, folks, but I do want to leave with a positive message here, folks. Like, look, people are waking up. People are starting to see through the corruption. These people are outing themselves, folks. They're criminals. I mean, look at them. I mean, it doesn't matter what party. Voting does nothing, folks. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about it. Let's just say they're two wings of the same rotten bird, and all they are doing is stealing and taxing you to death. They are trying to destroy the dollar so that people will beg for a jubilee and a new currency. Oh yeah, they're going to wipe out our debts, folks, because once the system crashes, who you owe money to? You know, they say that the world is in so many tens, even possibly $100 trillion in debt, the whole world, all the governments on earth. Well, who do we owe all this debt to, folks? I mean, come on. Those of you that have been listening to me for a while would understand this. It's all an illusion, folks. Money is the biggest illusion of all because it controls the currency of our work, of our intellect. And these people may have all the wealth and power in this realm that they desire, but it doesn't mean anything outside of this realm, folks. It's actually a joke. The funniest thing of all is that they're so afraid to go back to the source, to the light, that they'll do anything to stay in this decrepit, disgusting realm. At least what once was the Garden of Eden, but has now become decrepit and disgusting. However, if enough of us, it usually takes 5% of people to turn the tide for the rest of the sheep to finally wake up. If we can turn the tide on these folks, we can actually bring this, rebuild and repair this realm back to the Garden of Eden. It has been done before, folks, but we go through these cycles over and over of rising and then falling into a decrepit state, collapse, building from the ashes, building up to high levels again. Cycle's gone on many times, folks. Ancient Atlantis was one of those such times. And we've been on this earth, Homo sapiens, we've been incarnating here for hundreds of thousands of years. And this world has been manipulated for a long time. So it's a grand chessboard, folks. That's why the Masons always show the black and white checkerboard, because this is a game, and the mystery school teachings teach these simple understandings. It's a game of duality. That's why there's the white and black checkerboard. The black representing the negative, the darkness, the low vibration, and the white representing the high vibration, the light. So, anyways, folks, I got to go to work. We'll see tomorrow. I think I'll want to pick up with this one again tomorrow because it's so important, because so many people are starting to wake up. We need to keep hammering these truths through to get more people to wake up completely. And we will get back to the manifestation also, because that's part of this also. When we understand that we come into our power and that we can actually use the quantum field for just cause, then that can help us overturn this darkness that has overtaken this realm. Remember, folks, the pendulum always swings both ways. That's part of the polarity of this realm. When that pendulum swinging to one side too hard, that energy to hold that at that end becomes too hard. It can't last forever. And then you have a major swing where that energy gets pulled the opposite direction and it swings back really hard the other way. And right now, that pendulum is way the hell up there. So hopefully we can get it swinging back the other way and we can rebuild this Garden of Eden. So anyways, folks, I appreciate you. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.